Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Nazla Nurdini. In this time, I want to tell about why self-love is important and how to cultivate it. Why is self-love important? You make us. For many of us, self-love makes sound like a luxury rather than a necessity or a new age fight for those with too much time on their hands. Ironically, however, self-care and compassion might actually be needed most by those of us who work too hard and who are constantly striving to surpass ourselves and grasp and shape-shifting phantasm of perfection. Most of the time, when we are being too hard on ourselves, we do it because we are driven by our desire to excel and do everything right all the time. This entails a lot of self-criticism and that persecutory inner voice that constantly tells us how we could have done things better is hallmark of perfectionism. Studies have shown that perfectionists are at a higher risk of several illnesses, both physical and mental, and that self-compassion might free us from its grip. Therefore, perfectionism and self-compassion are inextricably linked. Moving away from perfectionism. So, what can we do to move away from perfectionism? First off, acknowledge that it's bad for you. Beating yourself up over every little error gradually chips away at your sense of self-worth and makes you less happy. And you deserve better than this. In other words, happiness is something that you are entitled to, not something that you need to earn. Also, you should try to resist the temptation to beat yourself up for beating yourself up. When you have spent years cultivating this inner bully, you develop an unconscious reflex to put yourself down for every minor thing, no matter how ridiculous or absurd. From missing a deadline to dropping a teaspoon on the floor, perfectionists who constantly give themselves a hard time over the most unexpected things. So criticizing yourself or criticizing yourself is not uncommon. Thirdly, you can start cultivating so much need self-compassion. You might think that self-love is a case of you either have it or you don't. But luckily, psychologists insist that is something you can learn. What is self-compassion? Self-compassion and self-love are largely used interchangeably in specialist literature. Research shows that having more self-compassion builds resilience in the face of adversity, helping people to recover more quickly from trauma or romantic separation. It also helps us to better cope with failure or embarrassment. Self-kindness entails being warm and understanding toward ourselves when we suffer, fail, or feel inadequate, rather than flagellating ourselves with self-criticism. Right, Professor Neff and Germer. Next, learning to listen to yourself. Listening to yourself can mean two things. Firstly, paying attention to how you internally talk to yourself is crucial for learning to cultivate an intimate feeling of self-love. Finally, you can try to repress the observation that you might have initially formulated quite harshly in the words of a kinder, forgiving person. What type of language do you use with yourself when you notice a flaw or make a mistake? Do you insult yourself or do you take a more kind and understanding tone? If you are highly self-critical, how does that make you feel inside? Or you could try writing a letter to yourself from the perspective of the kind, compassionate friend that you have been to others, or from the perspective of a compassionate friend. A second reason why listening to yourself is important is that during times of emotional distress, asking yourself the question, what do I need? And listening mindfully to answer can prove invaluable. That's all I can say, more or less. Please forgive. Thanks for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.